Well, I've got a couple of guests joining me today. Very excited to be talking with Ashley from the Benton Harbor Community Development Corporation and also Delia from a nonprofit called Let Us Rest. So, very excited to chat with you guys about a really cool event that is coming up on July 9th, and it's Communion. But first, let's talk about how this all came together. This is something that with any event, you have to plan and collaborate and do a bunch of stuff. And you guys have done just that. How did something like this come to be?
Yeah, so I guess I'll take that question. So Communion is an intimate community dinner series, and it started with this idea that we wanted to create a space where people can share their thoughts and feelings about just topics that were important to the community.
Sure.
And Delia and I, we have previously connected on a series that we're currently hosting called the Real Community Summer Outdoor Movie Series, where we're hosting movies bi-weekly for the community in Union Park throughout the summer. And so when this opportunity came up, I reached out to Delia to see if she would like to join me in these efforts, because a lot of both of our organizations' work centers around just building social cohesion within our community, and just strengthening community bonds. A lot of people that we talk to throughout the community, they really just want the opportunity to be heard. And it's really important for us to not just create space for people to be heard, but also to take these conversations beyond conversations and put action behind it. And so that's the idea of the Communion series.
I love that. How has the movie series been going?
It's been really, really great. We hosted our first event, was it June 23rd?
June 23rd.
Yeah, in Canto, which I had never seen that movie. So it's really great to finally see it and put some of the references that you hear people often talk about together. So it was a really great time for the community. A lot of people showed up, and it just was a really great vibe.
A lot of family discussions happening in that movie too. So yeah, great movie. Sure, a lot of the songs are stuck in your head now.
Of course.
Delia, tell me a little bit more about your organization, Let Us Rest. What's that all about?
Okay, so Let Us Rest actually started in my head many years ago, but like a lot of people, just scared to get out there, never had the prime opportunity or the right moment. And so during the pandemic, I decided to launch and get out there. So in 2020, that's when I actually got everything together, paperwork, and I wanted to give back to my community because I love the city of Benton Harbor. Right, I was born and raised there, family still there. And I remember when Benton Harbor was like the spot to go to. You had the St. Joe Fishery, you had a lot of different places there.
Sure.
And I just saw a need, right? And it's a lot of other communities there doing great work. And so I was like, well, how do I fit in? What do I do? What service do I provide? And I'm pretty good with networking. So on the outside, I'm really shy and kind of to myself, but I get you one-on-one. It's a different story. And so awesome. With that, I just saw that, the community was kind of, they have their little niches and everybody has their own little areas, and just wanted to bring that together because, you're stronger when you have numbers. Absolutely. And so that's what it was about. And then just getting the community back together like it used to be, or, I don't know, a little bit of that nostalgia. You can walk down the street and you actually know who your neighbor is. So just kind of walking that line.
That's a great thing to have when people know who you are, know your name, and then you have discussions like that. And I'm sure throughout this time of having this nonprofit, you've realized that there's, like you said, power in numbers, and then you're having discussions, you're networking with people, and you're having these conversations. You're like, wait a minute. We're trying to do the same thing.
That's right.
So why not just work together on a project and do something like that? And that's sort of how this communion came together. Happening July 9th. Tell me a little bit more about this. What's going to be happening? Where is it happening? That's the most important part. And what's going to be going on when we come to this event?
Yeah, so there'll be a total of 3 communion events happening throughout the month of July. The first one being July 9th in the Northside community, which is pretty much Morton Avenue by the Morton Museum. We'll have another one in Broadway Park, the July 16th, and then July 23rd, there's one downtown at Dwight P. Mitchell Park. But essentially what will happen is that obviously, the draw is dinner. I'm a huge foodie, so that, the idea that dinner brings people together is something that really transcends cultures. And so that's why, we thought it'd be fun to bring people together to have dinner and to have a good conversation. And so Have Dinner is going to be catered by Chef Kendra Gray. And then there'll be an open discussion about vaccine hesitancy, particularly as it relates to Black and Brown communities. We have, like I said, an opportunity through the Marion Community Foundation to host these events. And we'll throw out a question and people will be able to speak to their thoughts on it and just really create some conversation around vaccine hesitancy, and not just that, but also COVID-19 and how it has affected our community. I think that right now it's easy to feel like this is something that is long gone, but I think that one, it's still very much a threat, but also the effects of what has happened since the very beginning still has a stronghold on our community emotionally, mentally, and so this for me is really just an opportunity to create this space of healing, to start talking about these things openly.
Yeah, and having great conversations over dinner certainly helps, because I mean, I know in my family, those are some of the best, sometimes heated discussions, but sometimes very engaging, I will say. Is that going to be the topic of discussion for each one of these events? Because I know you mentioned you got some more coming up here throughout the month. Will that be the main topic of discussion?
Yes. So through this partnership with Marion Community Foundation, we are hosting 3 of these events, and they all will revolve around the same topic. But moving forward, they'll focus on other topics as well.
Okay. So good food, great discussions. What else do I need to know before I come to this event or any of these events?
Great people. This is the opportunity to really connect with community members, and not just within the city of Benton Harbor, but we've had some registrants from outside the city as well. So I'm looking forward to just having some positive camaraderie happening at these events and seeing where this kind of moves after this series happens. So
wonderful. Delia, what's your goal with this event? What are you hoping to get out of it when you come to this event?
I'm hoping to get some good information to build more trust within the community. So this would be a time as well for them to get a chance to know Ashley and myself a little better, and what our focus is and what the mission is. Because a lot of times people hear, but they don't really know. So this would be one of those times too where they can also ask us questions, find out more resources with the health department. So the facilitator there, she'll be there for questions, and just to really get some open and honest conversation out there, because sometimes people don't want to really speak in public like that. So creating the smaller settings, hopefully it'll give some people a little bit of reassurance that what they're saying is being taken and listened to, that is value, and hopefully they'll trust us enough to give us some honest feedback on how they're really feeling.
Wonderful. I love that. And I think, and I hope that you'll get a lot of great information and a lot of great discussions throughout this series. Now, is it going to cost me anything if I want to come to these events?
No, it's 100% free, 99. So no cost to anyone. Yeah.
Now, like you mentioned, there's one, the first one is July 9th, and then that one is happening. And that's at Northside Community right there on Morton Avenue. Now, where did you say the other ones are happening?
So the other ones will be July 16th, Broadway Park, July 23rd, downtown in Dwight P. Mitchell Park. And one thing that I forgot to mention, I know Delia just touched on that we'll have a representative from the health department there. But on the later events, July 16th and July 23rd, joining her would be Sarah Forrest from the Guardian team, who does this really great activity called Around Our Table, which is kind of just the facilitation of the discussion. So I'm really grateful to have both of them a part of this process as well.
That's awesome. Where can I go to find more information on not only the one coming up on July 9th, but any of the other things in the series?
So you can visit the Benton Harbor CDC's Facebook page. So facebook.com/Benton Harbor CDC. You can also go to Let Us Rest Facebook page as well. And then on Eventbrite, if you search Benton Harbor Community Development Corporation, you'll see not just these events listed, but also other events that we have going on as well. We still have a few seats left for the one that's coming up this weekend, July 9th, in the Northside community. But we have some spaces available at the other events as well. So,
do you have any need for volunteers to help out with any of this stuff, with serving the food or getting things just set up for these events?
So we do have people already volunteer to do that. But if anyone has any interest in that, feel free to reach out to either of us. We just love the fact that people are interested in being engaged in this work. And, Delia's organization has started with just her. My organization has started with me, but to see the domino effect that it has had throughout our community and other people becoming engaged, it really is a key part of our work. One of the reasons why we both connected is that we believe that it's the collective work and responsibility of the community to kind of take care of itself and do what's necessary in order for us all to thrive. So if people are willing and wanting to get involved with this, we'd love to have them.
Absolutely. And more people to add to your network, Delia. So that's also helpful too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful. So mark your calendars for these and get more information by going to those Facebook pages. We'll put our information on our website as well at WSJM.com. But looking forward to these community discussions. But thank you guys so much for taking some time to chat with me about it.
No, thank you
for having us.